questions?
Coach, so obviously the first one, we got to start with Tucker. His injury status, start with what you know, and then how do you think you eventually adapted as a team to playing without him?
Yeah, with Tucker, we'll just continue to rely on the medical team to, tell us, what needs to happen there. But I thought our team, in a game that was going to be hard and choppy anyway, with all the changing defenses and things, I thought the team did a nice job of figuring things out, because we had a lot of lineups out there where guys had never played certain positions before. So when you're trying to execute things, you're pretty limited on what you can do. So we had to rely a lot on just spacing and moving and cutting and passing, and those are the things we'll continue to work on as we move forward.
Did you feel you found sort of that rhythm eventually then?
Yeah, I thought at times, it was good. I thought defensively was a big part of that. I thought we were able to make things difficult for them on the half court, and then be able to get some stops, which led to either steals that led to transition or stops that we were able to get out and play. And then obviously our bench was terrific tonight.
Coach, you often see stories like the one Joseph was kind of going through where, he could barely get into the games at the Bahamas, didn't play a whole lot, didn't play against Georgetown, but then he comes in tonight and sparks everything. So what is it? What was it, just maybe his night, or just is there anything to it there with him finally getting in?
I've seen Joe do that many times before. When he was a sophomore for us at Drake, he finished off the season averaging 25-plus points a night. So he's more than capable of having nights like that. And as he's continued to come back from his off-season injury and things, you can see him getting more and more comfortable, and certainly someone we have faith in and trust in to throw out there and do those type of things, because we've seen it before.
Was it just like going back to the Bahamas, Georgetown, was it just matchup issues keeping him out, or what?
Just the flow of the game, how that's going. The lineups, obviously got shifted tonight when you take Tucker's 30-plus minutes out of there, so you have to add minutes somewhere. And Joe's someone we've used during portions of games and things, and like his role can, like everybody's, from night to night can grow or change. We're trying to put the five guys out there throughout the 40 minutes that we feel are giving us the best chance on that particular night.
Continuing with Joseph, how big was that moment there where he hit those back-to-back threes as the shot clock expired? I think they got it down to 8 at that point, and then he does that. How big is that for the game?
Yeah, early in the game, but 2 big threes, because we had literally nothing going, and he bailed us out. And that's something I've seen him do in practice a lot, because he runs a lot of some of the scout team stuff, so he can continue to get those reps, and that's a big challenge for us a lot of times to try to stop him. But those 2 threes, I thought, gave us a little burst there and opened things up for us.
Darian, I didn't see Jaden anything with his, status, whereabouts, whatever.
He's still day to day, but continuing to improve, and that's something that's encouraging for us.
And then you lose Tucker, and he's not quite like Eduardo, but you stuck Eduardo in the lineup. Is that going to be a different thing every night, possibly? Is it just how you feel for practice? Like, what's your thinking about how you arrange the starting 5 tonight and going forward?
Yeah, I think that would definitely be the case of, if we can settle into a starting lineup, we will. But, as I mentioned, the matchup, and we even talked about before the game, we weren't sure this was the right team to try and go big with the 4 and 5 because of the pressing that they do, and then also they're playing 4 perimeter guards all the time. So it was kind of a tough matchup, but we wanted to see it early and try it out. But as we got into the game, we just felt like our best lineup was to match them with perimeter.
Is it different for Amani playing, I'm assuming a different spot, but that might unlock some things for him in the offense as well on some nights?
Yeah, it certainly could. There's some advantages. Amani as a 5, a big advantage for him is to be able to pick and pop and put other people's bigs in space. The advantage for him as a 4 is to come ball screen, whether they switch or not, and now Amani can post a smaller guy. So there's different things you can do to utilize some of his talents and his strengths and physicality.
What did you guys do with Powell to get him straightened up?
We told him to keep shooting. I mean, he's a good shooter. Like, I don't worry about that. Like, guys, they just need to stay confident, and young guys get a little worried about it, but I certainly didn't. He's someone that puts a large amount of time into his shooting. He's really a good shooter, a great shooter, and we'll just tell him keep shooting. There's going to be nights he might have an 8 for 11, so we don't ever worry about that. As long as the guys, are taking, the ones that we want them taking, that's they got the green light.
Help him to see Joseph throw a couple in.
Yeah, it's amazing how shooting can be contagious. That confidence seems to spread throughout a team when other guys are making them. It feels like everybody thinks they can make them.
What do you say to a guy that might be struggling with shooting, like Sincere is right now, shooting the 3? What do you say to him to get him going? Do you keep letting him shoot the 3s?
Yeah, I want Sincere to keep shooting. Like a guy like JP, that's kind of what he does. Sincere's more than a capable shooter. He's someone that isn't someone that takes 10 of them on most nights. So be selective on the ones you want, but if you find the one you want, let it go. And I think for him right now, he just needs to see one go in. And I don't even care if he banks it. Just let one go in, and I think it'll take the weight of the world off of him. But we want him to continue to do that, and we need him to do that.
You guys held King to just 5 points tonight, unable to even get a field goal. What do you say about your team's defensive effort on him?
Yeah, I thought, and we had multiple guys on them. They were on a lot of good actions that can get you in tough communication spots, and I thought the guys were terrific. We really, in our scouting report, put a lot of emphasis on not letting him get comfortable because he is a guy that can, I think he had 27 or 28 in their last game, so that he was someone that we didn't want to get going because then that might open things up for everybody else. So we wanted to shut him off the best we could. And then also I think a big part of that was, we were able to pick them up, right at half court and really challenge their entry passes. So they weren't able to get into those actions quite in the same spots that maybe put him in a position where he could have better scoring opportunities.
Coach, you guys obviously had this overall team effort tonight. With Tucker out, I mean, I don't know if you can really plan for something like that every night, but do you sort of try, or do keys change or strategies change at all, or?
I mean, the keys to winning for us, it doesn't matter who's on the floor. Those things are always going to stay consistent. Like, we want to be tough. We want to be physical. We want to be aggressive. We got to take care of the ball, which I thought our guys did a really good job of tonight with only 9 turnovers. And then defensive rebound. That's the one area we got to continue to get better. But overall, none of that stuff changes. We may tweak where we put guys, for certain plays or add new plays to take advantage of lineups like we talked about with Amani at the 4. Well, then if we're going to play him at the 4, let's find a few more situations where we can get him the ball in the post, where maybe before we weren't doing that quite as much. So those are the type of things that you just add or subtract depending on what groupings you have out there.
When teams trapping W so far from the basket, do you have any automatics, things like, hey, if they're going to trap us this far out, we are going to ABC, or is it still dependent, just kind of run the offense?
I mean, the main one is just make sure you pass to our guys. That's the main one. No, not really. I mean, it's really, we're going to get trapped like we knew we were going to get it. So it's just making sure we have all the guys positioned where we want them, where we got the max amount of receivers to get the ball that we could. And I thought in the first half we didn't do a very good job of taking the trap and making them pay on the backside of it. We played around the perimeter, too close to half court. A lot of that half, I thought coming out of halftime, we did a much better job of looking down and at the rim, and then we were able to get some easier layup opportunities instead of we took too many threes, from just a number standpoint in the first half. I thought second half we did a better job of getting on the interior more. And then that led to better threes, that we were getting out of the offense.
It looked almost like they enjoyed Jake's shooting as much as their own.
What was that?
It looked as though they enjoyed Jake's shooting as much as their own.
Yeah, Jake can shoot.
What does that do when he starts throwing them in?
Yeah, I mean, what I loved, I told the team, like, Jake comes in, there's a couple minutes left in the game or whatever, and he's someone that they see every day in practice, and to see him get rewarded and go out there, and he's someone I have confidence in playing. Like I'd throw him in the middle of a game. But what I loved is when you look down and you look at our bench, there wasn't a single guy not standing up and rooting them on, and that's when you know you got a good culture and a good group of guys that they're all about one another.
What are the challenges of facing a 1-3-1 zone? Because you don't really see it often, but they did run it a lot tonight. And how would you say your team handled it? Yeah,
I think that's the hard part. You go through summer workouts, fall workouts, and you put 90% of your time on the bulk of things you're going to see on a daily basis, and then you spend maybe a day or two on a zone, 1-3-1 or 2-3 or 3-2, which they did all of them tonight. And theirs is a little more unique with their 1-3-1 because they're really aggressive at trapping near the half court, and they'll sell out at almost all the spots. So, and then they kind of fall into a mixing 2-3 a little bit. So that's hard to simulate in a couple days. But what I was most pleased with, it was just that we didn't turn it over a lot. To stay under double digits in turnovers with a team that's one of the best in the country in getting steals and getting turnovers from their opponents, I was pretty happy with on a short prep with different guys in different spots that they were able to take care of it the way they did.
Do you have to prepare long term to be without Tucker, or how do you prepare going forward? I mean, you said you don't know, but what do you prepare for?
Yeah, we did. We prepare tomorrow with the guys we have on the floor, and if that changes, then we adjust. But whoever we have available for those days and those games, that's what we'll prepare for each game.
Is there any good that could come out of it of almost having to dig into your bench and get some other guys some playing time?
I mean, there's always, like I say, like whether it's injuries or foul trouble, whatever it might be, there's always an opportunity waiting for someone, and you just need to make sure when that opportunity comes, you're ready for it. If you're someone like a Joe who hasn't played a lot, we continually talk to our guys like it's coming. We don't know how or when, but that opportunity is going to come. So when it does, you have to be ready for it, because if you're not, someone else might be. And I thought our guys have all done a good job of, when their number's been called, whether it's early in the game, late in the game, they've all been ready and come in and perform to the best of their ability.
Is this something Tucker has dealt with before, or is this something new for him?
Yeah, like I said, we'll just continue to, rely on the medical team as we move forward here.
Did you like what you got out of Tenor tonight?
I thought KJ was terrific, and I thought he was a big part of our offense opening up, because he was the one guy I thought did the best job of getting in the interior of the defense, driving it, catching it, getting in there before he. I thought a few times we would throw it across and then we'd hold it and let them reset and go trap us again, instead of like get it across, go attack, be in attack mode. And I thought he did a really good job of that. And then defensively, I thought he was a big key to the rest of our defense being good behind him, because he was applying so much pressure up top.
Coach, thank you.
Thank you.